I really wish I had a camera that could actually accurately capture things that I see and want to capture as they are occurring in real life. Unfortunately, lenses distort reality. That's a fact. Camera lenses are distorting devices. They are devices that distort images so that they can be captured. And so what you see with your actual eyes is different than what you see on the screen of a phone using a camera phone or in the viewfinder of an actual camera. They always look different. And right now, there is the most incredible light coming through this window from up above. That's where the light comes from above. And it is absolutely magnificent. It feels almost divine. I mean, I know the Pope died today. Pope Francis unfortunately passed away. He seemed to have been pretty young and healthy up until just very recently. I'm not sure what happened. The Catholic Church does have a tendency to eliminate popes. Look at John Paul I. He was kind of taken out. I mean, he died under mysterious circumstances that to this day are still up for debate. He didn't really seem to have died a natural death. He wasn't sick or anything, and he was not really that old. But, you know, Pope Francis passed away, and I'm not sure if it has anything to do with anything. I am just observing and experiencing an extremely beautiful, divine kind of filtered sunlight. And it's not even sunlight, it's just light coming through the clouds. And there is a quietness in the neighborhood right now. Like so quiet, except for my tap that's running because the water stinks like vomit and like somebody's feet when I try to use it to fill up water bottles. And I just made a video about that approximately 25 minutes ago. I'm going to say this. This feels like a twin flame union kind of vibe. I recognize it because I have experienced it in the past. Twin flames are eternal soul connections that never get broken. Unfortunately, on this planet, twin flames don't have a lot of luck in getting together in the physical. Unfortunately, it's just sad, but it's true because that connection between twin flames is so infinitely powerful that it literally triggers people around the two individuals in question to get all violent and disruptive and aggressive and jealous. Romeo and Juliet is probably the most quintessential twin flame story ever. But there are others. I can't think of them right now. I'm just going to say, you know, if you want to know the twin flame story, look at Romeo and Juliet, right? Did not end well, did not last very long. I think they were married for like a day or something before they were interfered with and blocked and then killed each other. I don't know, maybe a week. But I'm getting a twin flame connection right now. And one of my twin flames and I have two, but I think that physically, like, you can't tell them apart, and therefore they're kind of the same person, even though they exist in two separate bodies that are not biologically related. So I'm not referring to twin brothers or anything. They are two completely different individuals that don't even know each other, as far as I know. Yet they look identical to each other, and they have the same spiritual blueprint. And they both cross my paths in the most random of ways that was also identical. Like, you can't get more coincidental than that. And so, as I keep saying, when something happens in a way that is, you know, repetitive and reproducible and statistically significant, it's not a coincidence. I have two twin flames, and I think that at least one of them is about to cross my path soon. Again, I've already met them. I met them 10 years ago, 8 years ago. 10 years ago for twin flame number 1, 8 years ago for twin flame number 2. As far as I know, they're both married. But that doesn't mean that the connection isn't there. It's simply not active physically. And I don't even know if I want it to be active physically. That's a little bit of too much pressure for me. I'm not very good at 24/7 relationships. I'm just not. I don't like them. I need my space. I need my independence. And I need to feel like I am completely agentic in my existence. And a lot of relationships are stifling. They're also burdensome because you have to be with somebody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have to, it's like too much, right? Like you just need your space. You don't want to be with somebody 24/7. I don't. But yet there is this beautiful twin flame vibe right now. Twin flame number one, I knew him so long ago. And I did not believe in reincarnation until I met twin flame number one 10 years ago. I never believed in reincarnation. I thought it was stupid. It's like, no, of course we don't have multiple lives. Come on. That's just ridiculous, right? And Shirley MacLaine, back in the 90s, was writing all these books about reincarnation and going on talk shows and doing the late night circuit, you know, talking to Jay Leno and all those guys. And I was like, she is so nuts. She needs to shut it down. Well, you know, 20 something years later, 15 years later, my twin flame comes along and I almost passed out. The impact, the cognitive and vibrational impact of that meeting was so overpowering that I literally like wanted to just run out of the building. I really didn't know what to do. It was so just impactful that I wanted to dive under the closest available hiding place and stay there. We are not built to handle that kind of vibrational connection with another person. Really, we're not. I wasn't. But I had this realization that there was something there that came from a very long time ago and that I should not ignore that connection. I mean, I couldn't because I actually worked with twin flame number one and had to see him almost every day. Thankfully, the building that we worked in was really big. So if I wanted to avoid him, I could. But I wanted to jump out of my skin whenever he came within 50 feet of me because the impact was too much to handle from that connection. If you believe in what vibrational experts say, the twin flame connection is simply two physical beings existing and vibrating at the same exact identical frequency. And according to quantum physics, that means that you're basically the same thing. Oh, we got a helicopter. It's not so quiet anymore. It's weird. When two physical objects exist at the same identical vibrational frequency, there is no difference between them, not vibrationally. So you have two glasses of water, even though they're in two separate containers, it's still the same water. There's still H2O. H2O is never going to be anything other than H2O because it is comprised of two hydrogen atoms and an oxygen atom. And nothing else makes H2O H2O other than H2O, even if it's in separate containers. Twin flames are exactly the same thing. You are the same exact being, just in a different container. And what I experienced with twin flame number one was just so disturbing, if you want to put it that way, that I could not be around him. Even though he was absolutely magnificent, and I knew who he was way, way back when, like thousands of years ago, when I first apparently came to know him. It's amazing. And twin flame number two, identical. Same exact situation, same exact everything. And I know that phenomenon when it happens. So there's this beautiful, almost medieval kind of feel right now. So I'm going back to Romeo and Juliet. Twin flame number two and I interacted a few hundred years ago. So probably in the Middle Ages at some point. And there's always been a very strong LOTR kind of aspect to that connection. And that's what I'm getting now. It's absolutely beautiful. It is right around 5:45 p.m. on Monday, April 21st, 2025. And it is so quiet in this neighborhood. It is almost like there was a bomb scare. I hope there wasn't. had to open my window 2 hours ago because of the intense nonstop smoke and fumes coming from an obsessive, sick and twisted psychopath sitting behind this wall throughout the afternoon, who not only has been deliberately propagating sickening, overpowering amounts of cigar and marijuana smoke from behind that wall for 11 years now, based on the exact same things that I happen to do in the privacy of this living space. And I was literally getting my voice affected by having to breathe in the smoke. So I had to open the window, even though it's approximately 50 degrees outside right now. The Boston Marathon is over. Today was marathon day, and it's very, very quiet outside. I'm glad I actually had to open the window. It's letting in this absolutely gorgeous, magnificent kind of vibe, feel, look, situation. And that is exactly what I needed after having to deal with the violent, disturbed, sick and twisted psychopath who likes to sit behind that wall in the intermittently vacant, mostly unoccupied, and almost always unrented bathroom of 78. As I mentioned in a video I made yesterday morning when I was trying to get ready for work, and there was some nut job loudly masturbating against the wall behind my shower while I was trying to shower and get ready for work. I'm pretty sure the Greenville group is deliberately keeping the bathroom of 78 as some sort of whack-off room for the multiple sex offenders who they are choosing to harbor in this building, and to whom they are providing footage of my moment-by-moment activities when I am in that bathroom. So when I'm sitting here after having left 2 voicemails for the Greenville group regarding the fact that the water to my tap stinks like vomit and like someone else's filthy feet, when I'm trying to use that water to fill up water bottles, rinse off containers, and none of those containers smell like feet or like vomit, you know, I do need like a break from all of that legal wrangling with the landlord who is deliberately engaging in daily acts of malicious landlord-tenant harassment by deliberately allowing a sick and twisted, severely disturbed psychopath and sex offender like Jasmine Irizarry to access the area of the vacant bathroom behind this wall on a continuous basis so she can engage in daily and hourly